Warning, the following program contains news talk, solutions, and information not found in filtered media outlets. Viewer discretion is advised.
Attention, you are now about to enter
Filter-Free Radio.
So open your mind, push reset, and reboot your computer.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Looking for filters? Check your coffee maker. This is Filter-Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott. Filterfreeradio.com. Get ready to suck down some grounds.
When I talk about resistance, I think we have to stand up now and carry out acts of nonviolent resistance.
Because the truth is, we do have power.
We live in revolutionary times, but the counter-revolution is winning.
Sounds like a case of the Mondays.
Live Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Filterfreeradio.com.
This is my favorite show.
We have been given an opportunity to make a new beginning.
And I think it's very important for us to start to build a culture of resistance because what we're doing isn't working, clearly.
It's our job to very coldly assess reality and then figure out how to respond.
Your number one source for unfiltered truth, analysis, and solutions. Filterfreeradio.com.
It is so good to see you, to be with you live this Monday, February 3rd, 2014. It's been a couple of weeks, long time no see, my friends, alternative thinkers, independent minds, and unfiltered truth seekers. Jacob Dean here, broadcasting live. This is Filter-Free Radio, a show about being fed up with the status quo, how we can change it, mobilizing the people to get active and be the change. Because if we can reach just one person and make a difference in their life, well, then we've made a lifetime of difference, right? And that is a success in my book. Hey, again, we are live on our website at filterfreeradio.com, as well as the home of Nicole Sandler, radioornot.com. We are live on TuneIn via Liberal Justice Radio. Tip of the hat to Kenny Pick. He's the man. Hey, if you want to carry and broadcast Filter-Free Radio in some fashion or another, hey, let me know. Send me an email. All the contact info, if you're watching us on the video screen, is scrolling across the top of it. And I'll tell you right now, the bonus is I'm cheap, like real cheap, like free cheap, right? No. There's so much coming up in the show today. Huge announcements. I got a huge announcement to tell you about. I'm super excited about. A big announcement also regarding us filling in for Nicole Sandler. I can tell you when that's coming up. I've got to share with you a really cool idea about how we get alternative parties and alternative party candidates into the mainstream, even though they already are mainstream ideas. We're going to get into that with a really cool website. Here's a hint. Check out opendebates2016.com and so much more coming up in this program. It is good to be with you. As you can tell, hey, our super duper awesome mass producer, co-host, kick-ass all around, brother from another mother, Mr. Skeptical Scott, he is off tonight for good behavior, and he has to work his actual job that actually pays him actual money, you know, and so every once in a while the priorities have a confliction or whatever, and we haven't done a show in a couple of weeks, so I wanted to do a program with you. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight, kind of have a little fun, kind of free-for-all, hey, we got the hair down right. And as you can tell, I'm exhausted because I haven't had any sleep in an entire week because, as you may know, if you follow us on Twitter or you like us on Facebook, I got a brand new puppy last Monday, exactly 1 week ago. And so I didn't do a show last week. I haven't gotten any sleep since. And the thing is I wanted to come on and still do a show to be with you because it's been a few weeks. And I posted a thing on our Facebook. I didn't think a lot of people would check it out. but since we mostly focus on politics and activism, not really politics, civics and activism, and and the like. But it's okay to break the monotony once in a while and have a little bit of fun. And I thought, hey, what a cool idea. I haven't named her yet. And I said, well, maybe we could have a little naming contest thing, a little puppy naming contest. And I really like the idea. And so you can check out, it's at the top of our website right now at filterfreeradio.com. And let me show you a couple of pictures if you're watching us on the video stream. This is her in my lap. She's a sweetie. So she's a chocolate lab. And let me tell you, we got her last week. I got my hands full, right? And if you want to participate, you can, all the contact information is scrolling across the top of your screen when I'm not showing you the pictures, right? You can email suggestions to me, Jacob at filterfreeradio.com. And you can also call into the program. I'll take your calls. I will take your puppy name suggestions live on the air right now on our comment line, which we have, and I actually have it open in front of me, 503-746-TALK. And that's right, I'm also your phone screener, so if you call into the program, it's just going to ring and ring and ring, and then I'm going to pick it up, and you're going to be live on the air. Or if it rings and no one picks up, you can leave a message. We can play your message on the air, or call back, and I'll pick it up. Maybe I'm already on. I only have one line, right? So it's I'm doing my best to keep zero cost for this program. You'd be surprised at how well I've done and how well we've done with not paying too much out of pocket to do the show. And that's why everything is for free for you, archived at the website. It's free at filterfreeradio.com. It's free on iTunes. It's free on YouTube. And we're free now on Stitcher, which is super cool. On your mobile device, your NSA tracking device. Hey, NSA, thanks for listening. At least somebody is. And we're available. But I know this is this is the one that y'all have been waiting for, and she is just a little sweetie. And I figured, hey, we could do a little puppy name contest, have a little fun, break the monotony. And so if you want to send in a suggestion, I'm not going to announce anything until our next show. We're not going to pick a winner until our next program. And that way we can give folks who are listening on the podcast, on the repeats, a chance to get their suggestions in as well. So let me tell you, just real quick, as you may know, we were off last week. We got the puppy, and I am a huge dog lover. I am a huge dog lover, and I got a brand new puppy, and who doesn't love puppies besides Skeptical Scott? And I wanted to give you a chance to maybe help name the new little bundle of joy. I want to announce the winner next program, so you can send in your name suggestions now, and or whenever you hear this, and we'll announce it on the next program. And what I'll do is, because, like I said, I don't have any funding or much to do. I do have these cool, a couple. I have 45 of these total. I only made 50 of these bumper stickers. So, I mean, you want to talk about limited edition. There's only 50 of these. Right now, there's only 50 of these in the world. I will send you one of these super cool filter-free radio bumper stickers, which this is an actual foot-long bumper sticker. And I'll autograph it for you or whatever you want if I pick your name suggestion as her name. And that's all I can offer. It's pretty cool. And you also get to know that you helped name the official puppy of Filter Free Radio, right? So again, you can email the puppy names to Jacob at filterfreeradio.com. Put in the subject line, puppy name contest or Filter Free Radio puppy, something like that, right? And if you email me, I'll send you an email back if you're chosen to say thank you. If you want to call in, you can leave your voicemails at 503-746-TALK. That's also the number to call us live during the program if you do want to call in and suggest your puppy name suggestions. 503-746-TALK. That's 503-746-8255. Leave a message with your name. If we pick you, I'll call you back. Just say, hey, you won, send you the bumper sticker. I'm not going to do anything with your info. Matter of fact, I'll just rip it up and shred it, and it's all good. Or, hey, if you're online, right, we're on the computers, we're on the interwebs, you can Skype in to the show. If my username on Skype is all lowercase, and it's just Jacob_Dean, and it's all lowercase on Skype. You can Skype in as well. So here, keep this in mind. She is a female. She's a chocolate lab. Her mama's name is Coco. Chocolate lab, right? Coco, haha. I like it, right? Her dad's name is Cheerio. Okay. She was born on December 11th, and she was actually the lightest. I'll show you another picture here. This is me and her playing. She was actually the lightest colored chocolate of her litter, and I come from... and here's something else to consider. I come from a long line of J names. Actually, my grandpa's name is John. My dad's name is Jim. And my name is Jacob. So I do like the J name thing. That's kind of cool. I will, consider funny names. Puns it's funny. I like to joke around. We like to have a little bit of fun, right? So, but this is, might actually pick her name, and if you give a awesome appropriate name that works great, we pick it. Hey, that's great. That's what I wanted. That's what I would hope to do. So I've got a few. How long are you going to talk about puppies? Just a couple of minutes. Just a couple of minutes. Oh, what's Snork say in the chat room? Always pick a dog's name to be something that you don't mind yelling in front of your neighbors at 2 a.m. Yes. Her. Oh, okay. And I gotta check the chat room here. Hershey Kisses, Coco for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, Cuckoo. Yeah, she's Cuckoo. You don't even know. Well, of course you know. Little new puppy, right? 8-week-old puppy. So, I got a couple of name suggestions so far I wanted to share with you. Buckeye Ken sent me Pooh Bear or Parfait. I like Pooh Bear. It's appropriate in both, aspects of each, part of that. A lot of Pooh and a lot of bear. Almost like a little brown bear. Like geez, a little cutie. I like our friend on Facebook, Kenny, suggested Liberty. I love the name Liberty for a dog, especially a female. It's perfect. That would be a fantastic name. I really like that name. Patrick on Twitter, he sent us a tweet at Filter Free Radio. He said, "Cutie." Yeah, she's a cutie. Or Sally. Sally's okay. Okay. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure I like Sally, but I love the feedback. Carrie emailed me Justine Time, and Thyme, as in like just in time, and then the pun on the time with time, like it's good in, Italian seasoning things, and I like that. That's awesome. Or Justine for short, J. I love the J names. And Snork, Y2K, one of our most favoritist chat room participants, sent me, he emailed me a couple of suggestions. And I'm not sure if I am going to pronounce this right, but he suggests Ursa. I'm not saying this right. I can't roll an R, okay? Confession. I don't know how to roll an R. I am not good at foreign language. End of confession. So Ursa, which means bear. And I think that is Romanian, but I'm not sure. And then, or arc, as in Arctic, maybe, which is arc, which means bear. I like a double meaning thing like that, right? So, okay, Yeah. Oh, she's sleeping. Well, here, I'll tell you what. Come here. Here's the star. This is what everyone has been waiting for. Hi, baby girls. Oh, here, let me hold her up so you can see her. Hi. I'm a sleeping bear. This is the little girl. Hi, baby. This is the mama. And don't lick the $800 microphone. Good girl. This is actually the first time she's ever been allowed in my bedroom / broadcast studio. And she's still not really allowed to be in here, but that's okay. Hi, baby. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Here, you know what? Hold on. Let me hold you. Here, check this out. I preloaded a couple of sound effects. You hear that? What is that? What was that? What was that, puppy? Who is that? Oh, this is your world debut, honey. And everyone's going to send in what they think your name should be. So you give them a good look there and say, what should my name be? I need a name really soon. Okay, good girl. Here, can you take her back, please? Okay. Good girl. That's a good baby. Oh. Good girl. Okay. Hey, I'm going to put that on YouTube, and that's going to get more YouTube hits, I guarantee it, than any other video we got on there. So we'll see. Okay. I do want to move on. There are other things. There are lots of other things, clearly, tons of other things to talk about. But it's Ursa, as in Latin. Ursa, as in Latin. Interesting. I like that. Okay, cool. Well, hey, look, get in the suggestions. We'll announce a winner next week. And I'll sign you a filter-free bumper sticker and send it out to you. Only 50 of these made, right? So, I hope you'll send a suggestion in, and I hope I pick yours. So, good luck to everyone. All right, and send in. Who knows? Okay, so. Going to do a little bit different show tonight. Again, a little bit of anything goes if you're just joining us. I'll take your phone calls on anything. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm probably about 75% awake. Haven't had any sleep all week. So it doesn't matter. We're gonna have a little bit of fun tonight. There are a few things that I do want to talk about. Some really cool things I want to tell you about. We are going to be filling in for Nicole Sandler on Radio or Not coming up in just a couple of weeks on February 19th and 20th. And then that's a Wednesday and Thursday. And then again on February 24th through the 26th to alleviate the workload for Nicole for a week so she can just unplug and recharge like we all need to do. You know, if you're not unplugging and recharging for at least a week, at least once a year, think about it or try to do yourself a favor and recharge. So it's going to be super cool to fill in for Nicole. It's always an honor and a privilege, and I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to get some interviews. I got some cool things lined up, some cool ideas, lots of some things I'm so excited about I can't even tell you. That's all I can say. But to be on, not only we broadcast the show on Radio or Not, but when we do Nicole, we also get the extra audience of TalkRadio1.com, of SoFloRadio.com. And I tell you what, to be honest with you, man, we need your help to grow. And if you know of other radio networks that we should be on, if you know of anyone that would be interested in filter-free radio, please have them contact me. I'm super easy to get a hold of. All of your emails go directly to me. If you call the comment line, it goes directly to me. If you tweet at Filter Free Radio, it goes directly to me. If you send a message to the Facebook page, it goes directly to me. It's just me and Scott. And Scott and I, right? Okay, so, but I guess, it's one of those, hey, we don't have any like donate to us button on our website. We don't take any donations yet. I have Kickstarter plans, but that's another story. News is coming, right? Big things are happening. Woo! Very excited. But hey, contact radio networks that you already listen to, and you say, hey, have you checked out Filter Free Radio? They don't always talk about puppies, and they're pretty good sometimes. Contact them and tell them that, yeah, you like us, or call your local radio station and say, hey, if a terrestrial radio station was willing to pick up this program and wanted me to be absolutely FCC appropriate and compliant, that is not a problem, and we can negotiate and we will talk. But I need your help. I need your participation. I need your action to make a difference, to help spread the word. I'm open for syndication, affiliation, contributions. Eventually, we'll get there. But and it's an honor to be and have been on Nicole Sandler's Radio or Not network for so long. And we're going to stay. I'm not going nowhere. We're going to stay right on Nicole's network. I just want to try to help propagate what we're doing out. I know that there's a demand for it. I know we're we're not far ahead of the curve. We're, with the curve, hanging with it just a touch in front of it, and there's a demand for what we're doing, and you're digging it, right? So if you like it, this is something that they teach you in radio, what to talk about. Like, what should I talk about on the radio? Rule number 1 could be, if you like it, then your audience will like it. Or if you enjoy it, if you find interest in it, you find excitement in something, your audience might enjoy it. So, hey, I love puppies, right? Got to break the monotony, right? Go Seahawks, right? Hey, well, I got to talk about Seahawks. I got to get that out of my system for a minute. He's like, oh, son of a bitch, you're going from puppies to football. No, not where I'm not going to completely fill the entire show with uselessness. Just maybe 2/3. This is what happens when you become a new Papa Bear. You have responsibilities, and that could be the virtue word of the week. Responsibility. What are we actually taking accountability for? What are we holding ourselves responsible for? Are we getting active, or are we just kind of passively accepting what's happening and just saying, well, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but didn't really do just a thought. But my responsibility, big responsibility, as you can see, not much time, as you can see. Oh, and the folks who were tuning in this evening, or this program, saying, hey, last program you were talking about, you were going to do Bill Moyer, his 1987 piece on the movement action plan, basically 8 steps for successful social movements. Scott's not with me this week, and I actually didn't realize that until just a couple days ago. And so I decided to just, there's no way I could do that topic justice right now. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to hold off on that. Wait till Scott Man gets back. Have a great show. I'll get some sleep at some point. And yeah, so there we go. I got a message here. Freya Norse, goddess of love. Yeah, princess. I'll tell you right now. I like the idea of a name that kind of suits her disposition. She's actually very impressive. So well behaved. When I got her focused for the 5-second interval that she allows me to focus her for 5 seconds, and of course we're playing and playing and playing, and go get a drink, and then sleep, and then eat, and then pee, and then play, and then sleep, and it's like a new baby, But I've got her to sit. I've got her to come. She's very responsive to that. I know she's going to be a great dog. She is a little terrorizer. Once we get going, we're playing. She's like a little bear, vicious. I mean, I don't know how well you can see my battle wounds here already, but I've got, of course, I'm not someone that's ever going to hit the dog ever. Actually, matter of fact, before I get someone's going to send me an email or anything, let me be clear. I'm absolutely aware of the whole puppy profit factory tragic business. It's absolutely despicable what some of these people are doing. This dog, the dog that I have actually came out of a more or less kind of a rescue situation. I happen to be lucky enough to know of some folks who had an unexpected litter of puppies, and you may know how that goes. And so we were helping them out, and they were in a not the best situation to have that, and it's really a good thing for the dog. She didn't come from a breeder. I would never ever buy a dog from a breeder, not just because I think it's wrong, kind of. I understand you got the AKC papers and the bloodlines and the champions and the show dogs and that's cool. But I mean, to a certain extent, and then the puppy profit business, and it's totally wrong. It's not right, and quite frankly, I could never afford. Could never afford that because I've got a budget for dog and food and shots and food so and again, hey, no funding, so but hey, it's all good. Actually, by the graciousness of my father, with a roof over our head and food on the table, not starving, yet, right? But I'm losing a little bit of weight trying to keep up with this little thing. Okay. No, I would never buy a dog from a breeder. That's absolutely wrong. Don't get me started on that shit. I'm very happy every time I see on the news that they bust one of those things. Like a few months ago here in Portland, there was this dude and he had like 40 chihuahuas in his basement, and they're barely alive, just barely keeping them alive. I mean, this is abuse. It actually it makes me pretty upset to even think about it or talk about it. And I don't know if she ever wants me to. Well, she probably doesn't want me to ever talk about her. But my girlfriend Carmen is a proud donator to that. What's it called? ASCAP. When that really sad commercial comes on, McLaughlin's saying, "Look how bad this puppy looks," and Carmen donates to that, so we make our contributions and support your local humane society and have your pets paid and neutered, which she will when she's old enough be fixed, and at the very least got to be a year old, so something like that. Hey, if you got puppy tips, if you're puppy pros, I'm reading Good Dog, Bad Dog right now, so send me your puppy reading materials, right? Okay, I tell you what. I am going to take a short break. I am going to get a little sip of coffee here, and we're going to stop the puppy talk. I've got a really big announcement that I've got to tell you about. Oh, yes, and thank you. It's ASPCA. ASPC. And I'm going to have to figure out what that stands for, right, over the break. Hey, we'll be right back live. It's Filter Free Radio this February 3rd. It's Monday. I got the case of the Mondays and the case of no sleepies. So, hey, get a bit of coffee, and we'll be right back live on Filter Free Radio, radioornot.com, and Liberal Justice Radio. Don't go anywhere.
Transmission. This is Liberal Justice Radio.
Yeah, there's guns and glow lights and kids wear the vests.
Yeah, no, I know what it is.
Liberal Justice Radio on TuneIn and online radio.
Filter Free Radio.
Filter Free Radio. Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
Jacob Dean. With Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
It's a constant evolution of understanding. It's the more you know, the more you want to do something about it, right?
Yes.
That's part of the problem of the corporate media and this false paradigm that's propagated by the so-called mainstream is that there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And that's not true. And that's what they want you to believe, but it's really not true. And so we have to relearn what was forgotten in the last 30 plus years, 40 years actually. I mean, really nothing's changed since the 60s, right?
FilterFreeRadio.com.
The funny thing about Wall Street banksters is that they make a killing by defrauding millions of homeowners, customers, investors, and taxpayers. Then, when caught, they wonder why we don't love them. That's funny as in bizarre, not as in ha-ha. Still, it's hard not to laugh at Jamie Dimon, the vainglorious silver-haired boss of the J.P. Morgan Chase House of Banksters. Last year alone, the bank racked up a record level of regulatory fines for the recidivist criminal operation overseen by the boss. A little self-reproachment might have done him some good, but Dimon chose a funny way, again meaning bizarre, to express remorse. He's been running a Feel Sorry for Me campaign, claiming that he's the victim of this sordid story. Never mind his long rap sheet of malfeasance and incompetence, which cost so many so much. Jamie wails that everything from Wall Street's bailout to the pay of top bank executives have made people envious of bankers' success. Thus, he moans, an anti-Wall Street sentiment has spread through the public, prompting politicians and regulators to pander to this populist anger by persecuting enterprising bankers like him. He called the whole thing, quote, unfair. Good grief. This guy bills bank profits through rip-offs, piles billions of dollars in fines on the backs of shareholders, pockets $20 million in personal pay for 1 year's work, and he wants us to weep for him? Being a Wall Street boss, you see, means never having to say you're sorry, for it's always someone else's fault. This is Jim Hightower saying, only 25 years ago, more than 1,000 bankers were prosecuted for this sort of malfeasance during the savings and loans scandal. Let's return to the ethical accountability of those days. Or maybe we the people should send our own message to today's banksters by rolling a guillotine down the center of Wall Street.
Hightower's commentary is brought to you by the Hightower Lowdown. From Wall Street to Washington, this monthly newsletter reveals who's doing what to whom and why. Check it out, hightowerlowdown.org.
You never know who or what you'll hear when you listen to the Nicole Sandler Show at RadioOrNot.com.
Bill Maher, you're here in Miami on Friday night. You're doing a show at the Fillmore at the Jackie Gleason Theater. They just renamed this theater the Fillmore. And they put up a couple of psychedelic posters. So I guess...
Is it the theater Jackie did a TV show from?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What I hear they did is put up 2 of those old Bill Graham posters and renamed it.
Yeah, I can't think of 2 different icons of show business.
Yeah, really.
Bill Graham and Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, why they just didn't play up the Jackie Gleason aspect, I don't know. But then again, this is South Florida.
Right. Okay.
Welcome to it.
I feel warned.
The Nicole Sandler Show, live Monday through Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, or podcast anytime at RadioOrNot.com.
Hi, this is Kenny Pick from Turn Up the Night. Here are some of the hijinks you can expect from my show.
Also, news just recently came out about a 15-year-old girl, I think, over in the UK.
Yeah.
Who's only eating McNuggets, and this 15-year-old
get real sick.
Yeah, her tongue swelled up and she collapsed.
What's the technical medical term for eating nothing but chicken nuggets?
I think that would be suicide.
Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick, streaming live every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern at Radio or Not, Talk Radio 1, Progressive Blend Radio, and KennyPick.com. Raising awareness and eyebrows, this is Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Mr. Skeptical Scott is off for good behavior. And, well, no, I'm just kidding. He's working his other job, which is his actual job that actually pays him money. So, hey, got to give the man a break once in a while. He's so good to us. And so Mr. Scott Man is off this evening. I'm having a little kind of fun, anything goes Monday free-for-all with you. And please, by all means, if folks do want to call into the show, you be my guest. It is Monday night, and people have probably got a little hangover from the Super Bowl or something, so that's cool. It's all good. But if you do want to call into the show, you are absolutely welcome. Be my guest. If you want to call in with a puppy name suggestion, call in. If you missed that segment and you're wondering, puppy names, what the heck? Just go back. You're going to have to podcast the show, but thank goodness for you. It's all free on iTunes, on Stitcher app, on YouTube, and at filterfreeradio.com. Go watch the first half hour of the show. I won't talk about the puppy unless you call in with puppy name suggestions, then those are welcome. Anything you want to talk about, anything goes. Let me just for 60 seconds get this off my chest real quick since anything goes. Go Seahawks! Hell yeah! Champions! Super Bowl! Okay. I'm a big sports fan. I only got a couple teams I really like. I like the Portland Trail Blazers. I like the Oregon Ducks. I like the Seattle Seahawks. And you kind of get the idea, right? First of all, the Seahawks, ever since 2006, deserve a Super Bowl. And I wanted them to win. I expected them to win. Matter of fact, I tweeted the Seahawks were going to win like 4 or 5, 6 months ago at the beginning of the season. I said, watch my teams this year. At Seahawks, at Trailblazers, at Oregon Ducks. Okay, so far I'm 1 out of 3. The Ducks, well, that's a different story on the football, okay? But 1 out of 3 ain't bad, and the Blazers are looking good. The Blazers are going to make the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Blazers, here, mark my words on this one. Blazers are going to make the second round of the playoffs this year for the first time in even a longer time. That's all I think I can say at the minute. Congrats on Damian Lillard. And again, LaMarcus Aldridge, but hey, Seahawks, world champions, Super Bowl. I'm sorry, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, about the third quarter. I was watching at the first. They had it since the coin toss. And I was watching that first play, man. It goes over his head, safety. I was like, what is this? Get down the field, only kick a field goal. I was like, oh man, you can't kick a field goal. Peyton Manning's gonna come back and whoop your ass. Nothing. Seattle defense shut down. Say what? Another field goal, 8 points. You got to be kidding me. You're gonna lose the Super Bowl, and you had 2 chances at and then what? 22-zip at halftime. I'm just like, my mind is blown. I'm like, this can't be happening. Peyton Manning getting shut down, defense happening. And everyone's like, Richard Sherman running his mouth and this and that. And, if you take things out of context, when the dude is responding to the other dude saying worse things off camera to you, and you're responding back, and they stick a camera in your face, and they catch that, and it's out of context. You understand what can happen? Do you understand what these people, what these guys, they're all friends, of course, somewhat friends off the field, and somewhat on the field. But you know what they say to each other on the field to get pumped up for the games, right? F this and F that and yo mama this. I'm sure, it's nothing but trash talking, right? So, I don't play football. I didn't want to get hurt. I'm a bowler. I'm a certified USB youth bowling coach, and we should go bowling sometime. But I never played football, but, just congrats to the Seahawks. I was stoked about the Seahawks. If you want to call in and talk about the Seahawks or talk about the Super Bowl, by all means, you are absolutely welcome to do it. Randy Rhodes, thanks to Adam in the chat room. Adam, host of Mic Check Radio with Adam Hebert, the man, Saturdays, 6 to 9 p.m. Central. That's 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. Adam just sent me a little message. Randy Rhodes today says, the Super Bowl was like porn. The Seahawks were scoring in every way conceivable, end quote. Nice one. I got a couple ones for you. Of course, these are not original. A couple of them aren't. Hey, but like I said, you were watching by the halftime, the third quarter, you're like, no, this isn't right? I wanted to win. I didn't want a blowout. No one likes a blowout. After the third quarter, I was like, man, change it. To be honest, just like everyone else. So everyone took a break after the third quarter. And then once the fourth quarter wrapped up, everyone went out to the streets to celebrate because the Seahawks are the world champion, Super Bowl champions. Russell Wilson can't touch this. And I'm going to tell you, that's what it was. Hashtag Seahawks. Hashtag Super Bowl. There you go. Okay. I just had to get that off my chest as well. You like these colors? I should have went with a green tie and blue, but hey, it's close enough, right? Okay. For reals, though. For reals. Big announcement. Here's the announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, huge announcement. Big announcement time. For those of you who've ever sent me an email that says, hey, your website's really cool and I like it and everything's free and all, but, I really can't read it. Or for anyone who's ever sent me an email or sent me a little tweet, which I need these. It's not like I don't want to hear these things. I do. I need to hear your constructive criticisms and your suggestions, because we are building the brand new filterfreeradio.com. It's already in the works. And I'm talking like this is a big thing. This is a really big thing for us because, almost 100% of our presence is online, right? So, and I've been wanting to do something with the website for a long time. I've been slowly kind of adding a couple little things here and there because we're kind of tweaking a little bit here and there on the back end of things, and I'm kind of figuring out how these computer machine thingies work a little bit, with a big help and a tip of the hat to the webmaster of Filter Free Radio, Mr. Shano of Talking Left. Truth is, if it wasn't for Shano, I wouldn't have a website, and he's very gracious enough to help me redo the brand new website. And I would love to know what you think. What should we do to a new filterfreeradio.com? What do you want out of the new filterfreeradio.com? All right. So you can give me a call and tell me what you think. Hey, I tell you what, I have the phone is ringing. Hey, I've got someone calling in on the comment line, and it is open show Monday. I'll take your calls on anything you want to talk about. I got someone calling in from the 216 area code. If my memory is correct, I think that's in Seattle. But hey, who is this? And you're live on Filter Free Radio.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is Allie. I used to do the 99 report, and I'm Watergate Summer on Twitter.
Allie!
Does that ring a bell?
Yes! Yeah. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing so well. It is so good to speak with you. If real quick, if anyone doesn't know, I know Allie via Twitter and the social media world a little bit, and we've been friends and have conversation via the Twitter occasionally.
For a long time.
Yes.
For a long time. And 216 is actually my Ohio cell phone, but I'm not in Ohio anymore. I live in New York City. So, but I still have my old cell phone, so that's still what I'm using. One day I'll grow up and get a new phone number, but I haven't yet. So, anyway, and yes, I lived in Seattle for like 16 years, and I had a Seattle high all day today because I was thinking about Super Bowl. So, yeah, they were amazing. That was an amazing game.
Yes.
So, anyway, how are you?
I'm doing great, minus the no sleep from the first week with the new pup. But other than that,
baby.
Everything is doing well. I'm super impressed. She's a super smart girl, and I just love her to bits and pieces. And doing great. Hey, I'm super happy you called in, Allie, because the last thing that we were just you were tweeting to me about was the return of the 99% report, right? Can you?
Yeah, the 99 report. I'm going to start it back up. I really, really miss it, and I really need it. I'm working as a nurse here in New York City, and I'm working with a lot of homeless people and a lot of people going through changes and who've lost jobs, and it reminded me that the 99 report kind of served a purpose, addressing issues like, income equality and people without health care, and I really want to get back to that. I just feel like it's a need that I need to take care of. So I'm going to probably try to bring it back in about a month, or by the end of this month or the beginning of next month. So I'm still just trying to figure it out, and also I need to figure out some Wi-Fi issues in my really old building. So, because I tried to do some shows here when I first moved here, and it was a little difficult. So I need to figure that out and maybe make some equipment changes. But yeah, definitely bringing it back by spring, for sure.
That's awesome.
So,
That's so good to hear. I mean, just the producer, engineer, which like I'm first and foremost, because that was my job, like producer behind the scenes. I try to pretend like I can host a show, sort of. But my producer, engineer brain just kicked on and said I had the same problem when I started doing the show on the Wi-Fi. What I had to do was I had to go to a hard wire Ethernet cable. And I'm like literally running like a 50-foot long, and I got it tacked in the corner and stuff, and stuff. But you got to be careful about doing those kinds of things.
To be honest with you, I think that's what I'm going to probably end up doing. So, but no, I'm really excited to get it back together, and I've got some people here in the city that I'd really, really like to interview and have them heard. And so I just thought, let me get back to it. And and also, I've met a lot of really amazing subway and street musicians here, and I would love to give them a way to get some airplay. So that was my other. I had a couple of different reasons. But
that's awesome.
But anyway, the reason I called, I didn't know I was going to be on the air. I thought I was going to be leaving you. I feel kind of bad, like I'm hogging your show or something. But it's going to be leaving you a message because I wanted to leave a message about the dog and give my
oh my goodness, yes,
nominate a name for. I think she's darling. I think she looks really smart, and I love the fact that you use J names in your family. I think she looks like a Jenny. I think she really looks like a Jenny. And that's all I wanted to say.
Jenny?
A Jenny.
Okay.
Jenny the dog.
Yeah.
So that's my vote for the dog, because I just think she just looks really smart. She looks like the kind of dog that would like cock her head when you talk to her. So
little Jenny, I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I love the J name. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, of course you do.
That's great.
So, now I've got to get off the phone so I can go figure out how to listen to your show.
Yes,
that's my next project.
I'm happy. I'm super happy you called. I'm super happy I got to talk to you. I didn't. Sorry, I picked up and you wanted to leave a message, and I just went live the air, and you're like, oh my God, I'm live on the air. What the hell are you doing? No,
I was sitting there. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what line did I call? I thought, oh my God, I screwed up. I called into the show line when I meant to call just like and my dog is barking in the background. She never barks.
Oh, that's
very strange. Maybe she knows I'm talking about a dog that probably got her, all revved up.
No, that's
jealousy. Anyway, well, it's great to hear you.
Yes.
I'm so glad you've got your show up and running and everything.
Thank you. And hey,
back out in the Northwest.
Real quick before you hop off, how can folks find you on Twitter if they want to follow you or your website?
I'm still Watergate Summer. I've been Watergate Summer since, like 2008 or 2009, because I had a blog for years during the Bush years. I had a blog called Watergate Summer, which is a very, very neglected blog right now, I confess. And then, but I'm still on Twitter at Watergate Summer, and you can find me there. And pretty much, I try to check in at least once a day. So, I'm still there. So they can find me there. And then when I post, when I get the show back up and running, I for sure will be posting how to listen in. I was on Blog Talk Radio, so that's probably where I'm going to be again. So, and real soon, probably by the end of February, for sure.
Excellent, and that's at Watergate Summer on Twitter. If folks missed that,
it's just Watergate Summer, and then the 99 report on Blog Talk Radio is what it will be again. It will just be the 99 report. Yeah.
I would love to help out, Allie. If there's anything I can do, please don't hesitate to give me a call or something. Touch base. Would be more than happy to help you out. If there's anything we can do, we'll put up a link to the website and everything on our site. And
I appreciate that. Even just giving me that Ethernet cable idea, that's a huge relief, because I was like, I've been thinking about that a lot.
Just bypass the Wi-Fi, go to direct connection on the cable. The speed is just whoa. It works. But that's
okay.
It's an idea. It might not work. I got someone out there saying, "What? No, this is wrong. You do it this way." Well, call me and tell me. Okay. I'll let you go. It's so great to hear from you.
It's great to hear from you too.
And thank you so much for calling.
Take care.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
I've gotten home at 7 o'clock at night in a while, so I'm excited to listen. So anyway, have a great show.
Okay.
Talk to you later. Take care.
Thank you. You too. Have a good night. Thanks, Allie.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. And folks should be excited about the 99 report coming back. That's how I found Allie on the Twitters. And again, it's thank you, NSA tracking device. Her Twitter handle is @WatergateSummer, @WatergateSummer. And she's actually super cool. And I really appreciate that. Here, I will retweet her tweet now. So if you follow me on Twitter at Filter Free Radio, you'll see that I just retweeted. Oh, I have to listen. Oh, what a good name for the puppy bear. There we go. All right, there we go. Hey, super cool. So, and that's, let that be another, test too. I'm live on the air. This isn't like scripted, and you do have direct access to moi, and I only have one phone number and one line. So if you call that number and I'm live on the show, I think it's people trying to call in live on the show, and I'll pick up the call and act like we're live on the show because we're live on the show. But if you want to call and leave a message, wait till I get off the show, and you can leave all the voicemails in the world you want. Like my box is empty, so fill that box up, and the number is scrolling across the top of the screen. And speaking of going to calls when they come in, because I'm not going to hesitate, my man, the one, the only, Adam Hubert, the host of Mic Check Radio, every Saturday, 6 to 9 p.m. Central. MicCheckRadioshow.com. Is that still right, my man?
Yes, that's right.
All right, you're the man. Adam, on the line with us, buddy. It's so good to hear from you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm in my last semester at the University of Illinois. Actually, I plan to be contacting you soon. I know you probably can't come, but I would like to get you an invitation to graduation. But I just wanted to ask, since you were talking about Super Bowl, speaking of epic ass kickings, did you see President Obama going to Bill O'Reilly?
I did see a little bit of it. Actually, there was I'm happy you reminded me, because there was a couple other things during the Super Bowl I wanted to mention, like Bob Dylan selling out for Chrysler commercial. Like, Bob? But I did see the Bill O'Reilly Obama thing a little bit, and just, it's like, dude, get off it, okay? Fucking A, right? Or did I miss something?
Well, what drives me nuts is he fought his Fox News BS, some people say, was going to fly. And I'm just glad the president, found his spine and stood up to O'Reilly, because, now everyone realizes O'Reilly is not fit for national stage. He can exist inside his Fox News bubble. He can't exist anywhere else.
Yeah. No, and I hope, I hope they figure that one out and stick to that. I'm sure you won't charge him for that idea, right? That's a great idea.
I would not charge him, no. But
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun here with the new puppy. I'm sorry, Al.
Oh no, I saw the pictures and she's adorable. I love dogs, especially large breed dogs. She's beautiful. I just don't have a name for her. But the other thing I want to talk about real quick is, and we're going to be talking about this Saturday. It's only Monday and I already have topics, but
that's excellent.
The flap up over the Coke ad. Is it me? Am I wrong to find it amusing that people don't know our national anthem? They're saying "America the Beautiful" is our national anthem. I'm no expert, but.
But there's a but coming.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's like, okay, guys, again, like, get over it. Big deal, right?
Yeah.
I love what kind of Nicole Sandler this morning. I was in her chat room this morning hanging out, and she said, words to the effect of, America is so unique, and we are uniquely American in the sense that you don't actually necessarily have to actually have like American blood lineage to be American. It's an ideology, essentially, almost, sort of, in that sense. And we share the same, principles, and say, we're going to be under the same laws, and we all have these same constitutional rights, and we're supposed to get those constitutional rights. Hey, NSA, what's up? Someone's listening. And it creates a very unique, kind of unprecedented thing, because the Irish are Irish because they were born and their ancestors come from Ireland, right? The Scottish are Scottish because their ancestors come from Scottish or Scotland. But and that's what's unique about America is if you seek a better world and an opportunity and you're willing to bust your ass, I mean, yeah, you can get somewhere, but they got the cap set right now at like what? I mean, you're lucky if you get 35 grand a year now, right? Pretty much. I go on. I'm sorry, dude. Hey, it's so good to have you on.
It's fine. No,
Adam, if you want to stay on and like co-host the show as long as you want, the whole hour, the second hour, you're more than welcome, man.
you know what? I think let me check one thing before I do.
And I don't want to put you on. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. So
no, it's fine. I just want to double check and make sure I will be able to get dinner. I think I can, but I'm gonna just real quickly double check. And,
shit, man, you got to eat dinner. It's all good too. But hey, I don't want to deter you from wanting to stay on the show either. So I want you to have dinner, but I'd love to have you on the show. So well, we got a break coming up in a couple of minutes, so we'll have a couple of minutes to think about it. But in the meantime, no, I'm so with you. And the Coke ad, oh my goodness, they sung a song, an American song in a non-American language. Well, isn't like Americans made up of like people who speak kind of this language and that language and this language and that language? Yes, I agree that there needs to be like a defined English is the language of the United States. You need to at least know enough to get you by to come here because it's expected of us when we travel outside into the world. I mean, it's it kind of goes both ways, and I agree. But they sung the song in Spanish and Japanese, and they're the black man in the White House. Yeah.
My great-grandparents came from Italy in the 1900s, to Ellis Island. Right. Okay, I'm only like third generation, American.
Right.
And I find it amusing more than anything. I mean, it's sad and it's pathetic, and you just know Phil Griffin feels stupid right now for getting in a rush to suck up the Reince Priebus last week. But I need to say it, but I think I have to turn down your offer. But if you want me on board the next time Scott has to be out, I'll be more than happy to help you.
Yes. Hey, man, brother, you are always welcome.
And of course, I'll talk to you later, and maybe you can come on sometime soon, because a couple of my co-hosts are having problems we have to work out, so it's been just me and Rob lately.
Okay.
So,
dude, I'm always, man, I'm more than happy to be there, and I want to make it happen. I want to participate more and build and strengthen the community bond more, and not just talk about it, but be about it and show up. And so I got to hold myself responsible to a few things here and make it happen. Adam, host of Mic Check Radio, MicCheckRadioShow.com every Saturday. That is Saturday, 6 to 9 p.m. Central Time, MicCheckRadioShow.com. That's 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern for those over there, or 4 to 7 p.m. Pacific Time for the folks in Seattle going Seahawks. Okay, I'm done. Adam, I always appreciate the phone call. Anytime you call, man, you are on. Anytime you want on, you are on. anytime you got anything that I can help you with, or you need me to tell the 24 people I get to hang out with on Monday nights, anything you got, anything you need, dude, you got it. And I always appreciate it.
Like I said, I would stay, but like I said, I would like to get some dinner.
Yeah.
They close at 8. I thought they closed at 8:30, so I was going to say, ooh, you know. But yeah, like I said, I'll get with you after the show. I won't be out too late. It's kind of cold here, so I'll get with you after the show, and we can figure something out.
Sounds great, buddy. Adam, it's always a pleasure. Adam Hebert, the host of Mic Check Radio. It's always a pleasure, buddy, to hear from you. And you know, rock and roll, man. I can't wait to be on. We're going to be on soon. Okay. And thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay, bud. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right. Bye. On that note, hey, friends, it is the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and run to a short break at the top of the hour and be back. Okay, I've got some fun stuff to talk about, actually some good stuff to talk about. We'll get Filter Freestyle going here, and we'll still take your calls. Anything you want to talk about, it's Open Topic Monday. And you got a puppy name for me? Give me a call, filterfreeradio.com. Be right back.
Transmission. This is Liberal Justice Radio.
It's not real. Just a computer-generated fantasy.
Liberal Justice Radio on TuneIn and A Online Radio.
Filter Free Radio.
Filter Free Radio. Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
Jacob Dean. With Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
But I just don't subscribe to the common memes, and I don't subscribe to either political parties anymore because they don't represent us. They represent, well, their own interest, obviously, and furthering their own interests, and furthering the interest of wealthy financiers who obviously pay for them to get elected, and that's who they serve. So what do you do in this situation where obviously changing the players doesn't change the game? It's like you can vote, but don't spend more than 5 minutes on it. Than the time it takes to go to the polls and pull the lever and then move on, and then get back out in the streets and protest with your signs and raise awareness and educate people.
Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
And that comes from reading. I mean, really, you have to start reading alternative critical thinkers, the Noam Chomskys of the world, the late Howard Zinn, people who document these things. Activism is what brings about change, and change comes from physically being in the streets. The biggest lie is that I'm an internet activist. Well, there's no such thing. You're either an activist or you're not, but there is no internet activist. It's like, well, that means you don't get out of the house, which means you don't really accomplish anything. You know, you're not organizing, you're not getting people together in the streets, you're not actually pushing for a real change that you want to see. You're just more talking about it online, which is the same as a conference call.
FilterFreeRadio.com.
Tune in to Liberal Justice Radio on the TuneIn app and TuneIn.com.
Hi, this is Kenny Pick, founder of Liberal Justice Radio, and I wanted to take a few minutes to let you know about our schedule here. First and foremost, on Mondays, you can check out Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott on Filter Free Radio, live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Jacob and Scott give you unfiltered news, opinion, and analysis on stories that the mainstream media won't touch with a 10-foot pole. It's a fantastic show that you won't want to miss. Then on Tuesdays, there's my show, Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick. I have many co-hosts, Tom, Deba, Matt, Kim, and Pete on Tuesdays. That's 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. We have lots of laughs. We talk about politics. We talk about news. We talk about all kinds of stuff. You'll love it. We also have a Friday show, but we'll get to that momentarily. We're proud to announce that we have a brand new addition to our live family, and that's the Bradcast, of course, hosted by the world-renowned Brad Friedman of the Brad Blog and the Green News Report. And we're very happy to have him on from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday. Then Thursdays, well, everybody gets the night off for good behavior. Then Friday comes back around, and yeah, that's right, Turn Up the Night is back. It's me, Tom, Deba, and Matt back for more fun. And again, that's Fridays live from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Then Saturdays, from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, we have my good friend Adam Hebert with Mic Check Radio. You can check out him and his hosts, Rob and Wes. They talk politics, they talk geek culture, they talk science, and again, lots of laughs from those guys too. And again, that's Saturdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. That's when the shows are live. We encourage you to listen 24 hours a day if you humanly can. We would love that. That's Filter Free Radio, live every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick, live from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, the broadcast live from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, we're off. Fridays, we're back with more Turn Up the Night from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturdays, it's Mic Check Radio, live from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Nothing yet on Sunday, but you never know. We might throw a curveball. So please enjoy our live shows and the recent rebroadcasts that we run 24/7. And find out how to get in touch with us. Let us know how you're listening to Liberal Justice Radio and what you think of the programming and what you'd like to hear more of.
Liberal Justice Radio on the TuneIn app and TuneIn.com.
Hi, friends. This is Tom Hartman.
This is Stephanie Miller.
Hey, this is Hal Sparks.
I'm Brad Friedman. I approve of Nicole Sandler's RadioOrNot.com.
Radio or Not.
Radio or Not.
RadioOrNot.com.
RadioOrNot.com.
RadioOrNot.com. RadioOrNot.com.
What the hell? Are you stuck at home on a Saturday night with nothing to do again?
I can't take it anymore!
Then join me, my co-hosts, and my guests every Saturday evening for Mic Check Radio with Adam Hebert. Okay. Together we'll discuss the big news of the week from entertainment and politics, talk about the issues that are on your mind, and hey, we'll even talk about general stupidity and jackassery from the American right.
You stupid jackass!
So join me every Saturday evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Central at my Ustream home, Mic Check Radio. Come on in, it'll be loads of fun.
Gee, I sure hope there's a happy ending. I love a happy ending.
Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott. Voices united for the 99%. FilterFreeRadio.com.
Hey, super cool to hear from Allie there from the 99 Report. That's right, voices are uniting. We are the 99%. Hey, I'm going to play something really cool coming up in about half an hour. The latest moment of clarity from Lee Camp talking about what if Occupy was just only the beginning, which, spoiler alert, it is only the beginning. But hey, that's pretty cool, right? So that's going to be coming up. We'll take a moment here in about 30 minutes or so to take a break and laugh. That's on our next break. I was beginning to talk about a super big announcement, and I do want to mention a couple of things. We are going to completely redo our website, filterfreeradio.com. It's been essentially the same website ever since we started the program, and I've wanted to do a lot of things with the website, though it's not I don't know how to do it. So I'm learning a few things a little bit, and you've seen, hopefully you've checked out the website. We've added a few things. We're now on the Stitcher. We're growing. We've got, a few things here and there, and we're going to completely redo the website. Thanks to the graciousness of our webmaster, Shano, who I'm working with behind the scenes. And here again is another opportunity for you to participate. It is, democracy. Yay, participation. Would love to hear from you on anything you think should pertain to the new website. Anything. You are and let that be a call to, if you want to contribute to Filter Free Radio, by all means, please. I am more than happy to, if you're a graphic designer, you got audio or video that you've made that you want to contribute to the show, I want to play it. I want to give you credit. I want to send you one of my bumper stickers. Say thank you. I don't want any copyrighted material. No royalties. I have no money. Okay, so, but hey, and that's, activism isn't just going to the protest on Friday or going to the protest on Monday. Yay, Moral Mondays, keep protesting. But activism is also expression via art and graphic designers, man, design away. Music writers, you should be writing. And if you're listening to music that's, talking about anything other than good messaging, there's great music out there you should expand to. But there's all sorts of stuff. So if you want to contribute to the website. Email me if you want to contribute to us. Get a hold of me. You've got my contact info. You know I will answer the phone. And I want to share your ideas. I want to share my new ideas. We're going to bring back the Filter Free Radio Forum. We're going to bring back our message board. We're going to start a weekly Filter Free Radio poll. I'm going to come up with a question, and I'm going to poll our audience over the week and talk about the results and talk about the question each week. I want to talk about weekly contests we're going to start doing, bumper stickers. I want to start, I've got Kickstarter plans and ideas. All sorts of things are coming. There's a few things that I can say, which I've done, and there's a few things I can't say, which I can't say. So we're going to leave it at that. Now, here is your chance at a quick sneak peek. Just an idea. Now, this is just I just kind of, here's an idea. It's like a placeholder, just kind of something different. The goal is to make a better website, to make it bigger, to make it brighter, to make it easier, to make it more fun for you. So that's my goal. And if you want to check out filterfreeradio.net right now and give me an idea on what you think, just an idea. It's just an idea. A little lighter, a little brighter, maybe a little bit easier to read. What do you think? filterfreeradio.net. Just an idea. Whatever we finalize, which isn't quite final yet, will remain at filterfreeradio.com. That's still our website. But this is just if you want to see maybe what the new website might look like, maybe give me an idea on what you think. What should I do? What should I add? Do you know how to do websites? Hey, hit me up. All right. Thank you. I'm super stoked. I'm super pumped for the new website. Okay. Very pumped. And very pumped for the new puppy bear. I want to thank everyone who's already got in their name suggestions. I have a list. I'm keeping tally via, if you want to tweet it to me, if you want to Facebook it in, if you want to call it in, if you want to email it in. That's the other one, right? Or, my friends, on the interwebs, you can Skype me for free. Everything's for free. Except I don't have a toll-free number. And the reason I don't have a toll-free number is because you have to pay for that. Now, if anyone knows how I can get a toll-free number to call in for people for the show, give me a call, let me know. Let's work together. And I will make you a really fucking awesome, personalized, amazing audio voicemail message answering thing. It will blow your mind. Like I am a national award-winning audio production champion. That's actually what I do. I'm the behind-the-scenes producer who likes to play with the things and run the music and pick the tunes and drop the beats a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I like to talk about what's going on in the world, too. I like to keep my mind aware of what's happening. And I like to remind myself of my rights, of my constitutional rights. I'm a proud American, just like you. And I understand what's going on, just like you. Like I said, for Christmas, I got me one of these things, right? One of these NSA tracking devices. You heard you don't you mean smartphone? No, NSA tracking device, GPS tracking device. This thing is actually really cool. It's a tool, high quality, broadcast quality video, audio, and I'm not paid to say it at all. I shouldn't be saying it, but that's why I got it. It's a good multimedia tool. And I finally broke down. This is my first smartphone. You should have saw the last phone I got. I threw it out of a 2-story, 3-story window, and the son of a gun worked for 4 or 5 years. I missed that phone. Anyways, somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. Anyways, did you hear the new thing about this? I got these cool apps on here, and then come to find out, oh yeah, the NSA is just mining all your data out of the apps. Oh. Wait a minute, you mean every time I download, for instance, I don't download many apps, but, if I download Angry Birds, which I've never downloaded Angry Birds, it says before you download it that you must grant Angry Birds requires access to, and it lists a list of all of your personal data that this app wants access to. And that's actually the case for any app. Now, some apps want access to more information than other apps, and some apps don't want as much access to information. But, you know, I get, my question is, well, does it really matter if it's off the app or the internet? I mean, they know it's me. I mean, I'm not hiding anything. Matter of fact, transparency and nonviolence are the only two weapons you need. But that's a different story. Did you hear that they're just scraping the data out of this? And do you ever stop to read? Like, if you smartphone users, app downloaders, you ever actually stop and realize, wait a minute, all of the apps are getting all of my information, and what the fuck does Angry Birds need my whatever setting for? They don't. I mean, come on. But, if you want the app, it's like there's no option to not allow the app the information, right? It's either you download the app and they get all your info, or you don't download the app. And, hey, and somebody out there, my brother Jay Tamboli, I know my brother Jay Tamboli right now is saying, dude, it's 2014, and we all done figured that one out already. But, I'm learning, and I'm learning, and I'll share my progress with you. I hope you share your progress with me. Okay, moving on. Something really cool that actually I really want to get into this, because this is like my filter-free radio topic of the day or of the show. We try to do a nice, good filter-free radio topic. Here's my filter-free radio topic of the day. And again, a little bit different show, doing a few things I don't normally do. I still want to take your calls. If you want to call into the program, give me a call. We'll go right to you. If you want to give me your puppy name suggestions, would love to hear it. Remember, you got till next show to get it into me. So that's your deadline, our next show. When's that? Next week, next Monday. Doing something a little bit different, talking about something I normally don't talk about, but it's extremely relevant because of, at least for me, what I like to share on this program is some of my own personal participation and things that I do truly believe in. Kind of like a, not as a you should be doing this, but as like, look what I found and I'm into and I'm learning from, and this is what I'm vibing on. Maybe you'll dig it. And let's flash back. Let's step into the filter-free radio time machine and go back 2 years, flash back to 2012, election year 2012. And you remember all the presidential debates, right? And you remember what we were talking about on this show, right? We were talking about the Green Party interviewed Jill Stein, the Green Party presidential candidate. We aired essentially and talked about the alternative party candidates debate. Do you remember when they had the alternative party candidates debate and it was moderated by Larry King and Tom Hartman? You remember that? 2012. I think Democracy Now! Aired it. I know Free Speech TV aired it. Link TV aired it. Aura TV aired it. I'm missing a couple of them. But you remember that? Remember that? Yeah, I remember that. If you don't remember it, all of our archives are available at filterfreeradio.com for free. Filter-free radio, now with 100% more puppy. Okay. Don't you think it's time we open the presidential debates to all of the presidential candidates? I'm a poet, don't even know it, got to show it, but I can't blow it. Listen, last election year, we did a lot of filter-free radio programs on the Green Party. Jill Stein, like I said, we interviewed her. It's on the highlights page. Go check it out. Super cool. I firmly believe in the idea of getting the alternative parties into the debates. Because not only do I support the alternative parties, and I voted Green Party in 2012. I voted for Jill Stein. Okay, and I didn't vote for Obama the first time either. You voted for Obama. I never voted for Obama. anyways, the alternative parties have the solutions. The alternative parties have the solutions that come from the outside the status quo. And clearly, it's time for that. So it's something that I do firmly believe in. We've already done a little bit support of that, and it wasn't too hard for me to throw my support and the support of Filter Free Radio behind this fantastic new project to make the real mainstream candidates, to make the real mainstream ideas a part of the conversation. And this new project is the Coalition for Open Debates 2016. The website that you need to know and check out, and we're going to get a link to up at filterfreeradio.com very soon. The website is Open Debates, that's plural, opendebates2016.com is the website. And it's called the Coalition for Open Debates 2016. Well, you ask, well, who is the coalition? The coalition is you, okay? I'm reading this from their website, but it's great, and I love it. The coalition is you. The coalition is not about any one of us. It's about all of us, and it's about all of us coming together, regardless of political party or ideology, coming together under the same common banners that we already share of having more open debates in 2016 and forever and beyond. If you share this belief, you can participate, you can join, sign up. It's absolutely free. I'm totally not paid anything to say this or do this. I believe in it. It's something cool. Why are you talking about this now? Well, fast forward to the reason why I'm talking about this actually is kind of a friend of mine is the sole driver behind this. His name's Zach Carter. And I was actually Zach Carter reached out to me a while back. Actually, if you remember when we interviewed Ben Swann was the reporter, the Fox reporter, who was the first reporter ever to question President Obama on the constitutionality of the kill list. That Ben Swann. If you remember when we had Ben Swann on Filter Free Radio and had an interview, that interview is available at filterfreeradio.com. It was because of Zach Carter we had that interview. Zach reached out to me, which I'm very easy to get a hold of, and said, hey, check this out. This is actually really cool. It's a really cool idea. And I checked it out, and we had Ben on, and it was a very cool conversation. Fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, and I actually got an email and a call from Zach out of the blue, and telling me about this really cool new idea that he's putting together and working on. And for people who don't know, Zach is a veteran. He's a Iraq war veteran, and he puts it. He's upset that he's basically coming home to less freedom after being told he was fighting for it overseas. I never try to put words in other people's mouths, and I'm not trying to do that, but I think that's what Zach would say. But after working on several campaigns in an attempt to restore some of that lost freedom, Zach came to believe that he needed to help change the media coverage of the candidates with the ideas and solutions that were not being given fair time in front of cameras because they weren't ideas embraced by the Democratic or Republican Party. I'm sorry, the Democrat or Republican Party establishment, or the Democratic Party embraced by the Democratic Party or the Republican Party establishment, the duopoly. In 2000, you remember, now I started off this conversation by saying, you remember that debate in 2012 with Tom Hartman and Larry King on Free Speech TV? That was in part orchestrated by Zach Carter. In 2012, Zach came up with this epiphany of what an open debate could accomplish if a little extra groundwork was added with a little celebrity star power and worked as like a free and equal election foundation and he worked I'm a little bit tired. I haven't had any sleep all week. Brand new puppy. See the first half of the show. Zach worked as free and equal election foundation's communication director, and he co-produced the two debates that were moderated by Larry King and Tom Hartman. And you remember those two debates? Guess how many people watched those two debates? 20 million people watched those two debates, and in part thanks to my man Zach Carter. Right? Impressive. But it's just a warm-up. Zach is taking this plan of the open debates to a whole new level in 2016. Now, like I said, I spoke to Zach a couple times, actually personally on the phone, and we actually went to the same high school. Anyways, he's a good guy, and he mentioned to me some of the things that he's planning on, he's working on for Open Debates 2016. I'm freaking excited. Like, big things, big names, planned. Can't say anything else. I'm very excited. You should be too. You should check out Open Debates 2016. Add it to and add your name to the growing list of people who are fed up with the duopoly and fed up with the status quo. And this is my words. That's me speaking. And this is, to be honest with you, actually, Zach and I even talked a little bit about the Super Bowl this afternoon, and go Seahawks, right? So, and he wanted to tune in and see the new puppies, so that's cool. And Zach is not alone in people who are working on this. I want to tell you a little bit more about who else is working on this project, but real quick, here's a short audio clip that I grabbed. I edited it a little bit myself, but to just shorten it up for time, because the whole thing's about 8 minutes, and it's at the front of their website, opendebates2016.com. I just threw a little piece together to shorten it up for the airtime here. But this is Zach, in his own words, talking about this new project, and I wanted to share this real quick with you, and we'll come back, and I want to talk a little bit more about this, and why I'm into it. I really am. And what we're going to do, at least what I can do to help bring about Open Debates in 2016, because, hey, aren't you tired of being sold down the river by the two establishment parties? Aren't you tired of the bullshit? Aren't you tired? I mean, what are they doing anymore? I mean, I don't talk about this a lot. Maybe it's because I live in Portland, Oregon, and I have Representative Congressman Earl Blumenauer, and I have Senator Jeff Merkley and Senator Ron Wyden, and Governor Kitzhaber is okay. And I take my elected officials for granted. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I don't talk about it enough. Folks who aren't as fortunate as me, come on over, Portlandia, right? No, I'm just kidding. Actually, a very famous Oregon governor once said, words to the effect of, if I can remember it correctly, come for a visit, but don't stay, or something like that. I'm serious. Anyways, here's Zach Carter, and a little message from Zach. I want to share this with you, and I want to talk more about this. We'll take a short break here at the bottom of the hour, and so we'll be right back with this.
My name is Zach Carter, and I'm joined by Robin Kerner, the publisher of WatchingAmerica.com and Huffington Post contributor. And together we are part of the team of OpenDebates2016.com, a project with the explicit purpose of opening the presidential debates in America to alternative voices and restoring real debates in this country, which we have sorely been lacking, something that has been talked about from people across the political spectrum, from Newt Gingrich to Jesse Jackson, and something we're both very passionate about. 2 months last year, I was Free and Equal Elections Foundation's communications director and managed to cobble together a group of organizations that supported those debates and helped spread word about them. And in those 2 months, 57 organizations came together to do that, to spread the word. We also got RT America, Al Jazeera, Link TV, Free Speech TV, Aura TV, and C-SPAN to broadcast them along with Stitcher on their audio network. Yeah, I'm excited about what we can accomplish as a team now that people really see, oh, this is what Zach was talking about. And I've got a lot of help this time around that I didn't have last time. And now we've got 2.5 years.
Yeah.
As opposed to just 2 months. And we've already got a bigger coalition, I would say, than we had last year. But I would add that even if it was just the Democrats and Republicans that we're going to be debating, even on our stages, we want to restore something to those debates that we haven't been getting in America, and that's real debate. The Commission on Presidential Debates, the debates they put on are so orchestrated, they're canned. And I've seen quotes from former presidents who are unhappy with the commission. George H.W. Bush has a quote that comes to mind about the debates being closed and rigid. There aren't any follow-up questions in the debates that you get with the Democrat and the Republican. And bigger picture, it's not about even the third parties so much for me. It's just about restoring real debate in this country and the back and forth, the follow-up questions. Last year, was it Candy Crowley that they were talking about they might not let her be the moderator because they're worried that she might ask follow-up questions? Yeah, real debates. It's an idea whose time has come.
It actually came a long time ago, but now we're going to do something about it. I think that's a good place for us to leave it, right?
I think so.
OpenDebates2016.com, and you'll be hearing more from us going forward.
Cheers. Thank you.
And again, the website that you should check out is OpenDebates2016.com. Go ahead and just go to the break here. Well, that was kind of part of the break, but like I said, I wanted to play this Lee Camp's moment of clarity because, again, going back to one of my favorite topics of activism and participation and these other things, is the most recent moment of clarity. Totally brilliant. If you asked me, Jacob, who is your number one most favorite, funniest, truth-telling radical right now? My answer, my vote, Lee Camp. LeeCamp.net. I'm not paid to say it. I just believe it. He's the man. Check it out. Moment of Clarity coming up next. Telling it like it is. And I'll be right back after that. Don't go anywhere.
Filter Free Radio.
Filter Free Radio.
Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
Jacob Dean.
With Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
You have to be independent. You can't be a party to the parties. And you have to remain staunchly independent and force them to do what they say they'll do and they never do. That's what movements are about. And we have to have movements. We don't have movements anymore. God, we just need an infinite number of movements. I mean, we need something. Let's face it, we don't have the 40-hour work week because we elected the right people.
Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Skeptical Scott.
We don't have the civil rights movement because we elected LBJ. We have all these things because people were in the streets fighting for them. And that's what has to happen.
FilterFreeRadio.com.
We all know we shouldn't let those other attempts at humor get anywhere near our ears, but we do it anyway.
Oh, my friend, here's something that I think is funny.
Ow, that hurts! Introducing Politically Incoherent from the mind of Rocky Mountain Mike, the new comedy album on Audio Fidelity Records. The safe and effective way to let humor flow through your ears.
I don't like taxes.
I'm afraid of brown people.
There's no such thing as nuance at Tea Party Harmony.
Politically Incoherent will make your whole family feel better and keep your ears healthier. Here's how it works. Instead of shoving racist, sexist, and homophobic attempts at humor into your ears, Politically Incoherent uses the patented Jim Ward and the Not Suitable for Work players to remove that buildup of messy blues and replace them with 100% genuine laughter.
Listening to AM radio, I've had all kinds of nasty things go into my ears. Ow! Politically Incoherent seems like the perfect solution.
Rocky Mountain Mike's jokes just make sense.
Start enjoying Politically Incoherent today.
On Amazon, iTunes, Barnes & Noble, Best Buy, or at politicallyincoherent.us.
We got no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending. Fighter like sheep, swallow everything. Always simpletons or pretending.
This is your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. What if Occupy was just the beginning? What if Occupy was just a wake-up call for many actions that are yet to come? You know, in the same way Rosa Parks on the bus was just a strike point for a much larger movement, or the way Billy Ray Cyrus's father created a multi-generational chain of shitlodian, like he built some sort of cultural blender that we're all helpless to turn off. Maybe Occupy wasn't meant to achieve the end goal. Maybe it was meant to simply be the bat symbol in the sky. You know, I had a teacher in high school who everyone loved, but one day she saw a kid sleeping in her class and she sprayed him with a fire extinguisher. She got fired. But I bet that kid never fell asleep in class again. Maybe Occupy was our fire extinguisher. So now it's time to move on to the next phase. I want to tell you about a crowdsourced global wave of action that can't be pepper sprayed, arrested, or chained. It can't be molested, suppressed, or arraigned. It is very different from Occupy. And if even a small percentage of the world population participates, it's unstoppable. So that means 96.5% of the world can continue to sit around scratching their balls and writing Yelp reviews for gas stations. It only takes 3.5%, and I didn't make up that number. Studies of successful movements show that 3.5% is all it takes. It's been termed the worldwide wave of action, and it could be the first global guerrilla multi-pronged non-violent attack against all the corrupt targets, destroying the possibility of a sustainable world. Well, the second if you count the Harlem Shake. But I don't. And you get to pick your own target. Whether you care most about stopping fracking, labeling GMOs, breaking up the big banks, getting money out of politics, encouraging green energy, or halting the rise of neckbeards. The worldwide wave of action starts on April 4th and goes until July 4th, and the planning is going on right now. What type of nonviolent action does it consist of? I'm glad you asked. Number 1, mass gatherings, flash mobs. This could range from a protest march to... Number 2, worker strikes, hunger strikes, sit-ins. Remember those auto workers in Colombia sewed their mouths shut as a form of protest? You could do that, for example. I would be right there with you. Except I'm allergic to thread. This shirt is made of drywall. Number 3, shutting down corporate and governmental operations. Number 4, strategic defaults, debt strikes, foreclosure prevention, boycotting corrupt corporations, moving their money out of the big banks. You see, when the big banks and the corporations fear for their money, they flip the fuck out. They go crazier than Charlie Sheen on a bender with a proton pack crossing the streams. Crazier than a drunk Viking on tax day, finding out raping and pillaging can't be written off as a business expense. Crazier than a Goldman Sachs employee on tax day, finding out raping and pillaging can't be written off as a business expense. Number 5, using alternative currencies and economic systems. This could be anything from bartering to wife swapping to husband swapping to hamster swapping. You seen that reality show, Hamster Swap? It's fucking nuts. 2 families trade hamsters and then hilarity and drama ensues. Or you could use a website like TradeYa.com where no money is exchanged, only your stuff. You just say, hey, I'll give you a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 if you teach me how to do that Mr. Roboto thing. Boom. No imaginary fake wealth pieces of paper change hands. No taxes are paid because it would be weird for the IRS to be like, you owe us 10% of your Mr. Roboto dance. And then you're like, okay, I'll give you just the arm swing part. Leaking info on corruption and committing online civil disobedience. This can take a lot of forms. One of my favorites is rebranding a company, or free branding, as I've termed it, because everything needs a stupid term. Ass jiggling is called twerking, a self photo is a selfie, corporate employees are called congressmen, and vapid comedic nothingness, emptier than Tory Spelling's head on whippets, it's called a late night show. Free branding is taking something like Bank of America and getting everybody to associate it with something else, like highway robbery. Maybe we can all use hashtag B of A to mean bent over fucked in ass. Or something more crude. I'm off my game today. And those are just a few of the activities we should all take part in for the worldwide wave of action starting April 4th. Go to waveofaction.org to learn more. I'm going to have to come back in a future episode and give you more of the list. Will something like this make a difference? Nothing makes a difference. Until it does. That's been your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. The music here at the end is This Machine by Chris Sagan. His link is in the description. Keep fighting.
Just let me know. Just let me know the fires will go out. Just let me hear. Just let me be safe.
So can I get you gentlemen something more to drink? Or maybe something to nibble on? Some pizza shooters, shrimp poppers, or extreme fajitas?
Just coffee.
Okay. Sounds like a case of the Mondays.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Yeah, I got a little case of the Mondays. Hey, bear with us. Our super duper awesome mass producer, co-host, kick-ass all-around brother from another mother, Mr. Skeptical Scott, has the evening off for good behavior. I haven't had any sleep in a week. Well, you know, our schedule is getting better. She actually slept for like 7 hours last night. But usually it's about on and off every 2 or 3 hours. So I'm a little tired, and I appreciate you bearing with a little bit of bearing through a little bit of puppy talk, a little bit of Super Bowl talk, several mispronunciations, and hanging in there with us. It is much appreciated. Hey man, tip of the hat to Lee Camp, fucking hilarious. And I actually had a super brief, and by brief it was like 2 conversation on Twitter with Lee last week, and it happened because I just found a tweet and someone said, hey, who do you think is, radical and funny? And I replied to said person who I don't even know who they are. And I just said, oh, you want my vote for funniest, most radical, truth-telling, progressive guy? Lee Camp's my vote. And he, the guy replies back, yeah, but he's too, what did he say? The guy's like, yeah, Lee Camp's too foul or something. He's like, like, and then he, Lee Camp, hashtag, sorry I'm too foul for your friend, and I'm like, oh no, don't worry about it. Don't change, man, don't change. You're ahead of the curve, you're spot on, and it's hilarious. B of A, bent over, fucked in the ass. That's great. I got a real good friend out in the East in Virginia who would love that. Matter of fact, I got to text him. Hey, you know what B of A could stand for? LeeCamp.net. All right. He's awesome. And one of these days, I'm going to reach out to Lee, and we're going to do an interview, and we're going to put it on the Filter Free Radio highlights page, because that's pretty darn dang cool. That's a pretty darn dang cool page to be on, at least from what I'm told. And if I do say so myself, and I do, before the break, I was telling you about this really cool new thing that I am digging on, and I hope you might find of interest. You may remember, if you're just joining us, you may remember a couple of years ago there was an effort to organize a debate that allowed the alternative party candidates to participate in. You may also remember that, for example, one of the alternative party candidates, president and vice president candidates, were arrested trying to simply get into one of the presidential debates, right? Remember that? Remember when Democracy Now! Covered Jill Stein and Sherry getting arrested, and that was kind of cool. They actually got arrested to prove a point. It's like, hey, I'm a presidential candidate. I am on the ballot. People can vote for me. I bet you more than 50% of the people would agree with the positions that I, as a candidate, and my party am taking in this election. But you're not going to let me in the debate. You're not going to let me in the conversation. Why? It's because they're scared. They don't want competition. Duopoly. Well, now, some people would say, and it's a very good point, and I agree with the point, if you have more than two candidates, all of a sudden, like if you have three candidates, for example, well, then rather than 51% deciding, it becomes only 34% are deciding. Well, fuck, no one shows up to vote anyways. But there's an idea, I know it's a radical idea, but what if the debates could be like debates? What if the presidential debates that you see on the big networks, the corporate networks, and the cable networks, what if they were actually debates? What if they actually had, like, real questions from the audience and, like, maybe, like, not pre-scripted follow form insert candidate, robotic Romney. It's a perfect example, right? What if things weren't so scripted and we actually had real debates? And what if, there's another argument out there that says, the election process, the entire election process is so long. If you look at other examples across the pond, their whole election cycle is a month or 2 months or 3 months tops, and you're limited to this, and you can only spend this much money, and they keep an eye on it, and they keep it in check, and it doesn't corrupt the system, and the system still can function as originally intended to serve its purposes for which it's there. But what happened? Sort of used to be all right. I tell you, if you go to opendebates2016.com and check out, the website. Check out who is part of the coalition. Check out how you can participate. Check out what is the issue. The presidential debates should provide, this is the issue. The presidential debates should provide you and I, the American voters, with multiple opportunities to see popular candidates discussing important issues in an unscripted manner. This is me talking here. Now, I'm reading from their website. Now, this is me talking. You and me, dude. Let's face it. You and I know, as much as I want everyone to watch Democracy Now! With Amy Goodman and watch Filter Free Radio with Jacob Dean and Nicole Sandler and Sam Seder and all of the alternative independent hosts to get the real news, right? You and I both know that not everybody is going to do that. Not everybody can afford it, whether it's time or money or access. Not everybody has the time to do their political homework, nor do they really try, unfortunately. And there's just a mass percentage of the people who are participating in the electoral process only have access to their choices via the corporate network debates, the big network debates. Some people, You know, let's face it, let's be honest. Some people don't even tune in until those debates are on. They don't even know who's running for president. They tune in, they watch 10 seconds of one of them, and they just make, oh, yeah, I'm going to vote for that guy. He had a nice tie, and he had a cute puppy. Let's face it. The only TV that most people watch are the big corporate networks. And realistically, if I really want the Green Party candidate to be president, or if I really want the Libertarian Party candidate to be president, or if I really want the alternative party candidate president, then the best shot at that would at least be in the beginning getting them into those debates. Well, herein lies the issue. The presidential debates were ran by the League of Women Voters up until 1988, 26 years ago, 1988. Good year, by the way. Year I was born. The presidential debates were ran by the League of Women Voters up until 1988. At that point, the Democratic and Republican Party seized control of the debates by establishing the Commission on Presidential Debates. Remember that one. Commission on Presidential Debates, or CPD. This is essentially the duopoly. Whenever I say CPD, think duopoly. You don't know what duopoly means? Look it up. Posing as a nonpartisan institution. Oh, we're not partisan. We're the CPD. We're the Commission on Presidential Debates. We're not partisan at all. It's just as long as there's only two parts, it's all good, right? The CPD has often ran the debates in the interests of, guess who? The Republican and Democratic parties, not the American people. You remember 1988, or was it the following election? Ross Perot, the last real mainstream third-party candidate, right? Ross Perot. And he was a kind of a funky thinking billionaire, but he had a few things right, the giant sucking sound heading south, NAFTA, GAFTA, SHAFTA, TPP. Ross Perot was right. But since then, since 1988, only the Republican or Democratic nominees just happen to be the ones that are on the debates. And why is it? How are they dictating how these presidential debates are being structured? Well, they just, like I said, seized control of it in 1988 from the League of Women Voters. Okay. And now, fast forward to now, right? And see what's happening? Well, how come we don't have real solutions? How come we keep running around in the same circle, repeating the same things? Oh, but he was really going to change things, and I had hope. This time he had hope and change. I bought in. Yeah, I get it. I'm young. I'm naive. Sure, I bought in, man. Too. I did the same thing. I'm learning too. I'm learning with you. As long as we're learning, moving forward, making progress. I mean, what's the definition of progressive? Progressing forward, not maintaining the status quo, right? And it's because I give a shit enough to say something. Most people don't even go that far. You can't talk about politics. All right. Don't talk about politics or religion. No one likes that. All right. Anyways, this he goes on and he goes on and he goes on. The fact that this commission, this nonpartisan Commission on Presidential Debates, CPD, now that they've controlled the presidential debates, it's clear that it's harming the system a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot more pieces to the very complex puzzle. It's not like the child's version of the two-piece puzzle that you get to put together. I solved it really quickly. Yay. No, it's like a 20,000 piece puzzle, and but this is one small piece, is getting the debates taken care of and getting the alternative candidates into the debates. And candidates that voters want to see, candidates that voters are looking for right now with alternative solutions, are being excluded. Now, the beauty of this is this totally breaks down the left-right paradigm, something that we need to be breaking down. We need to be establishing a coalition, come together under common ground and work together for the better of all. It's like, yeah, that's kind of common sense. Can we do it? I mean, I want to see Jill Stein. I want to see Bernie Sanders. I want to see Alan Grayson. Maybe. Maybe you want to see where's my Ron Pauls? Where's my Ron Pauls at, right? I mean, God bless Ron Paul, man. You got to give him credit. A for effort, man. And you know who Ron Paul is, right? Right? But he's not allowed in the debates, right? Well, I mean, you get the idea, right? Rocky Anderson, the list goes on. So the good news is there's a plan. The good news is folks are working on it. The good news is where they're getting a head start. They're putting in the right, the right work, the right preparation, getting ready. They're getting ahead of the curve as far as, getting ready for it. And if you haven't already checked out opendebates2016.com, I strongly suggest you do. We're going to get a link up to it on our website very soon and on the brand new website, filterfreeradio.com. Super stoked. Sneak peek at filterfreeradio.net if you're curious. And I'm going to be interviewing folks that are working on this coalition on the Open Debates 2016. More than likely, Zach Carter will be able to come on the show, maybe do an interview with us. Zach would more prefer, I believe, I don't want to speak for him, but, we might get Robin Corner on of Blue Republican. I'm definitely going to try to reach out and get Ben Swan on again to talk about this and to kind of keep this idea, this topic, this project on the back burner and percolating for the next year or 2 years. Talk about it now so we can maybe make a difference by 2016 and open up the debates. See the plan, and it's a great plan if you go to the website and check it out. In the light of the League of Women Voters declaring that the Commission on Presidential Debates would perpetuate a fraud on the American voter back in 1988, Free and Equal Elections Foundation hosted the 2012 third-party presidential debates that were moderated by Larry King and Tom Hartman. You remember those last election? And 20 million people watched that. Thank you, Free Speech TV, Link TV, Aura TV, all those other channels, whom none of them play filter-free radio. And if you wanted to get filter-free radio on one of those, I'd be willing to talk. I can keep it FCC clean. I got the radio background. We do the filter-free thing on the internet. I'm only live on the internet, so I can drop the F-bomb. And yeah, hey, even Saul Alinsky said, I got to stir the pot a little bit and use the word shit once in a while to get your attention. Though, my upbringing would say don't cuss, and that's not right. So there's a balance, right? We balance it. But hey, if I'm picked up by a FCC regulated outlet, sold, man. You got it. We'll clean it up. No problem. Super easy. Anyways, the plan, real quick, before the show disappears, opendebates2016.com. You should check out the plan. And the plan is, Zach Carter is the man. He got the third-party debates together in 2012 in 2 months. 20 million people watched it. He's starting now. He's got 2 years. You should check out the 4-point plan for the presidential debates, what they're proposing. They want celebrity moderators. Larry King, Tom Hartman. It generates press. It generates viewership. It generates good debate. They want to bring in more names. Zach told me, we spoke on the phone, he told me a few things that I cannot repeat. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm ecstatic. I'm super stoked. and I'm willing to help whatever I can do to help out. The other thing that the goal here is to build the massive coalition. They had 57 media organizations and sponsors for the 2012 debates that they pulled together in 2 months. I mean, RT TV, Al Jazeera, Free Speech TV, Aura TV, Link TV, C-SPAN, they all broadcasted the debates. And this is going to be a big deal. And it's going to be a big deal because you and I make it a big deal. I want to start early. I think it's really cool. I'm going to be interviewing. We're going to be talking a lot more about it. I got a lot more coming up. On the other hand, I got to end the show because we are totally out of time. And it's the end of the show. And that one flew by maybe a little bit slower than they normally do for you. My apologies. I really appreciate you being here. I mean, genuinely, I couldn't do it if it wasn't for you. And everyone who makes the show possible, I have to thank everyone. I couldn't do it without you. I got a new list, so I want to, go through it here so we do it right. My super duper awesome mass producer, co-host, kick-ass brother from another mother, Mr. Skeptical Scott, who wasn't here tonight. I still love you, man. He'll be back next show. Thanks to Nicole Sandler for syndicating us on radioornot.com, the network there. Big thanks to Kenny Pick for syndicating us on Liberal Justice Radio on TuneIn and A Online Radio. Big thanks to Kevin McLeod of Incompetech.com and Dano of danosongs.com for music production. Big thanks to our webmaster and our website guru, Shano of TalkingLeft.com for giving us our awesome website that we've had forever since day one, and a new one coming soon. Thank you, brother. Thanks to you, our listeners, our friends, for liking the show, spreading the word, getting active, participating, spreading the word. I mean, just for 20 more seconds, I gotta say, the show only grows with you. It's grassroots. I got no money. I got nothing. It helps. I appreciate all the help. And you are a lot of help. So thank you. Thank you to everyone in the chat room. I missed chat room shout-outs today. I'm sorry. I love you all. Thank you. I love the conversation. Appreciate it very much. I got to say, real quick, a very big thank you to Mr. J.D. Fishin, the officially unofficial puppy sitter of Filter Free Radio, whom without especially I would not be able to do the show. Thank you very much. And remember, if you want to be a contributor to the show, you can do it. I would love to hear from you in any way. Contribute to Filter Free Radio. That's what it's all about. Participate. Email me. Call me. I want to put you on the thank you list and use your stuff. And it works, cross promote. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, don't forget, I need you to help. I need you to participate. I need you to get active and be the change and help us make a difference. So keep up the good fight. We will see you next Monday. Much love, y'all. Rock and roll, kick-ass, and jazz and all that good jazz. Much love.
Filter Free Radio.
There's a time when the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart, that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. So give me something to believe, 'cause I am living just to believe, and I need something more to keep on breathing for. So give me something to believe.
The revolution will be broadcast
Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Filter Free Radio.